Hello, welcome to Living Life with Purpose. I'm your host, Phil Foster. Are you one of those people that pray? Well, if you're like me, I pray. I pray every day of my life, and I like to encourage you to pray as well. Sometimes when we pray, we see God answer our prayers very quickly, and sometimes it seems like God's not even paying attention to us. And so the question I want us to think about today is, when God's not answering your prayers, if they're good prayers, they're biblical, they're godly, then maybe there's a reason why He's not answering them at this point. So let me have you some things, I'll call them spiritual circuit breakers. What might keep God from answering prayer in your life? And this may or may not apply to you where you're at, but just think about it. If the Bible said in Psalm 68 that if I cherish sin in my heart, then God will not answer my prayers. Now, I know none of us are perfect. We all need the grace of God. That includes me and you and all of us. But you know and I know that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is when someone knowingly goes about their life, when they're doing something wrong. In the news today, there's a football coach who got in a lot of trouble. He was in a wreck, and in the wreck with him was a young woman who was not his wife, and she's half his age, and ultimately it cost him his job, and it's caused a lot of trouble for a lot of people. And can you imagine him going to church on Sunday and saying, "Oh God, would you just do something in my life?" And he's living in adultery? Well, listen, maybe before we pray and ask God to change our circumstances, maybe we ought to ask Him to change our character. And that might keep you and I, any of us, out of a lot of trouble and open up that pathway to God to answer prayer. Unforgiveness might hinder your prayers being answered. I was at the Kiwanis today here in our community, and a local person within the legal community was talking about an organization who's trying to transfer ownership, a nonprofit. And the one organization would be the best fit. They had some bad blood between them and this other organization, 20, 30 years ago. And I says to this individual, I says, there's this concept called forgiveness. And he smiled and says, I'm going to tell him you said that, Reverend. I'm going to encourage him to practice forgiveness. And so the last thing is, remember, God's in control. He's sovereign. You're not. If God answered every prayer, that'd be awesome. But just know this, you don't know all that God knows. We have limited knowledge. Sometimes we have to trust God that He'll do what's best for us. So listen, I'm all out of time. I know this is a huge subject, but I just want to encourage you to keep walking the walk of faith. Until we get together tomorrow, may God bless you, and hey, have a great day.